Hello and welcome to Hollowponds Solo Sagas. So, we are playing our 9th episode of the Blackoath Entertainment game across 1,000 Dead Worlds. I am quite enjoying it. I've realised last night that I've kind of missed a bit of a trick. I could have been playing this a bit more entertainingly. I think it would have burnt more energy, like more creatively consuming of energy. But as play acting Mark, being a blogger, talking to camera about a lot of the stuff he was doing. And so I think I missed a bit of a trick there. I might try doing it this episode, you know, episode 9. Episode 9 is where I get creative. Anyway, so where were we? We were in room 12. We had just in room 11 deciding what to do next. Right, so we're in room 11. And we're deciding what to do next, says the notes. What we've done is we've returned back to perilous. We decided originally we came around, so we came in through here. Originally we came around this way and explored over here. This is where that sun that did all that damage due to the radiation for Mark, which is why he's now got a radiation suit. But this time instead we've come here, we've gone underground. So this area here is now underground. We came to this room, coming to 12. What was in 12? 12 was reverence. So it was like a sort of spiritual room. There was reverence, opinion, and bond, and we had an artifact. What was the artifact? It was over an artifact, a small metal pyramid. So a small metal pyramid was the artifact that we've got hold of. I think all we've found so far is an artifact. We found no resources yet, so we want to continue on. So we're in 11. I guess we will try this doorway here and see what we can find here, and if we can find any way. Otherwise, the only other bit, there was a door back here that we couldn't get open that we could try, and there's a door here that we couldn't get open earlier as well, so we can come back and try that as well. So we are going to attempt to unlock this door. So to do that, Mark needs to make a technology roll. So, which is a technology of 10, roll a d20, we need to hit 20. Mark will turn to camera and he'll go, so what we're going to try to do now, as he crouches down in front of this door and gets out a toolkit, is we're going to use the Omniply tools. The Omniply tools are the tools of choice of any deep diver. And then he'll hold up the Omniply choice, i.e. he's doing a product placement thing. He needs to roll, so he needs to roll a 10 minimum. 9, okay. Now, not always do the Omniply tools work, but that is not their fault. So instead, if that fails, what we need to do is we need to try and jump. So that consumes 10 minutes in the clock. See, this is a bit more, creatively consuming. So that consumes 10 minutes. I don't know if we reset as we rolled over, but that rolls over into our third hour. No, we didn't. Consuming 1 oxygen. Oh no, we must have done, because we've consumed 2 oxygens for the 2 hours. Yes, that's right. So I must have done that last session. We consumed, yes, I did. So what we now need to do is we need to try and artificially trip the lock using the patented LYPK, the LYPK, or the lockpick. So what we do is we roll 2d10s. Oh god! So something between it's going to either be between it's 50-50. Is it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? It's slightly higher odds that the roll is going to be between 5 and 10 than outside, which is a 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we now need to do is, using the lockpick tool, we need to try and decide where this is. We'll say inside. Oh, thank God for that. And luckily for us it is, and the door slides open. And so that consumes 2 lots of 10 minutes. We now the door slides open in front of us, which is that one there. We now need to work out the connector as we slowly walk our way through, being careful to be aware of everything. So we're going to be stealthful. I remembered this time, which is a stealth roll. So this would be the hallway is the connector. We've got a stealth of 10, plus our 17 is a 27 stealth. So we have a 27 stealth roll in case anything tries to kill us. We have an area connector, which is a 7. A 7 is a simple hallway with a 20% chance of being ambushed. Oop. 66, no. So we will quietly move down this hallway. And now what we need to do is we have a door at the other end. This is a standardized door. This corridor is filled with detritus. It's very old, as though people have rushed out all of a sudden. They're Sahi. Lovely lager. I've got some in the fridge. Do you want one? No? Okay. So what we now to do is Mark gets down onto his knees again, reaches into his hip pouch pocket, gets out some tools. I don't think he's got any tools. No. But let's say he does. And he will attempt to work. Now I need to try and concentrate on this. So I'm going to hum a little song to myself. And he starts humming a catch tune for someone who sponsored him. He needs to roll a 10. No. Okay. Again, these ones are very tricky. He got everyone open last session when I was doing this. So now he needs to try and do the same again. We'll roll these two. We've got a 1 and a 5. So this is, so it's that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a bang on 50-50. I am going to say outside, which is 6 to 10. No! So he attempts to do that and it doesn't open. Now there is a little bit in here, which is if you can't get through. Let me see if I can find it. Alternate access point. If a crew cannot go through an access point, they must find a way around it. This usually means taking a more dangerous route, crawling through vents and maintenance tunnels, retracing the steps to find other paths they didn't look as safe, and being forced to deal with potential enemies. To find an alternate access point, advance the clock by 1 tick, roll a d10. On a 1 to 5, face an encounter. On a 6 to 10, they roll into an automated security measure. Roll on the appropriate tables to find out the details. All right, so the clock's ticked on anyway. We could attempt to bypass that door and crawl around and into the next room, but we're either going to face an encounter or an automated security measure. What sort of things are in the automated security measures? I think we've already faced. It's a D20 table, fixed event. So we can have a fixed event, or we could come back round. There's another door out of 11. We said there was 3 doors out of 11. There's another door opposite this one that we could try. But that means we've got to get this door open again. So we're standing there, having a think. We'll have to edit this bit out for Mark's one. We'll keep this in. So what I think we will do is we haven't tried an alternate access point yet. So let's do it. Alternate access point. So we're going to attempt to bypass this, which means we need to unlock the room from the door from the other side. So we're going to attempt to bypass this bit to get into this room, which we're going to do as a circle. So we're going to try and bypass the door, and we're going to try and, we've seen some vents, we're going to try and get through the vents and get to the other side. So we need to advance the track by 1 tick, and then we need to roll a d10. Now I don't know which one I want more, an encounter or an automated security defense. We've got an encounter. So we hit an encounter. So we're not even in room unlucky 13 yet, and we get an encounter. Now we did roll 27 for our stealth, and we did increase the time by 10-minute tick. So this could be, we might be able to bypass this thing. So first off, we see the encounter difficulty, or do we do what? Oh, first off, let's roll the encounter difficulty, which is a d20. We have an 11, which is a standard. So we've got a standard encounter. Now we need plunges for our table. So here's plunges. We've got a d8 to see who we encounter in the tunnels. 5, the Gruzel. The Gruzel, which is a local fauna brute. Did we do a Gruzel? Nay. Ik heb geen Gruzel. I think that's right. I think it's a geen. I think I would say ik heb geen Gruzel. Not ik heb niet Gruzel. That's right. I do not have a Gruzel. Ik heb geen Gruzel. So apparently, so for your learning of Dutch, if I was to say I don't have a gruzel, which is what I was attempting to say, it is ik heb geen gruzel. If I was trying to say I do not have the gruzel, i.e. and the exact one, it would be ik heb de gruzel niet. There you go. So ik heb geen gruzel. So I'm going to have to create a gruzel. Is the long and the short. All right, so I will create a gruzel. So it's a standard. There is just me, so we need to standard encounter. We roll a d20. It is an 11, which is one standard creature. So crawling through the tunnels, we will find one standard gruzel. I will generate a gruzel, which is a local fauna brute, and then I will get back to you and we will see what happens next. Okay, so the gruzel. The gruzel is a cat-like predator brute. It has the ability to regenerate. It has an attack of +3. It has a damage of +5, so d10 +5. 1 wound, 2 defense, 8 awareness. So we've got strength 13, dex 11, con 9, will 12, intelligence 8, charisma 0. It can regenerate, so if it receives 1 wound, it can regenerate 1 wound a turn. It's serpentine, it has scales, it's semi-translucent, it has no limbs, a single mouth, a single front-facing eye. It's sliding through the air ducts, hunting for something, and it's hunting for me. We will see if it notices me. That is it, that is me. If it doesn't notice me, so it has an awareness of 8, I rolled a 27, which means if he rolls a 19 or a 20, he spots me. Otherwise, I can spend that 10 minutes and I'll spend another 10 minutes keeping still, and we'll see. It can move twice and it will move past, hopefully. It rolls a 9, so it doesn't pay any attention this turn. So we spend 10 minutes and we're going to do another stealth roll and we'll hopefully do well. So we've got a 10 for stealth, a 10, that gives us 24 total for stealth. He has got an 8, so he has to try and beat my 24. He gets a 19, and basically we keep dead still. We've consumed, basically we consume 20 minutes keeping still, and it slithers past us. Which means that we need to reset everything, and I think there's a chance of possibly a chance of an ambush again from a known threat, which is it a 1 and a 2 and turn of a clock. It's a 1 and a 2 on all that stuff, and I didn't even need to encounter it. I think it is a 1 or a 2 on, yes, no, a 10, no. So no known threat for this hour clock. We have consumed oxygen. We have consumed batteries. We do not consume bullets because we did not have a fight this hour. We didn't shoot anything, I don't think. So now we're on hour 4. We have actually got past this bit and we drop down to the doorway into what? Shall we say if there's any exits from here? I mean, if there is, it's going to push it off the edge of the map, which you might do. So we'll say on a 15, 16, 15 or above, there is an exit. No exit from this one. So we go back to our areas we've dropped through, and what have we dropped into? A D10. We are hoping for a 3. Come on, 3. A 1 is an encounter. All right, so we drop into a room, and in this room there is an encounter. We're gonna have a door coming out of this room then. There's a door coming out of that room, and we will roll on to star. We'll continue the map here. Star. Right, so we will say that there is an exit from this room. It is an encounter, another encounter. So I guess we do get 1 tick, don't we, on the plunges sheet to say that we've had an additional encounter. There it is. So we did have an encounter with that gruzel. Okay, so we drop down into this room and there's an encounter in this room. What level of encounter is it? It is a 14, which is an elite encounter apparently. Okay, so we get an elite encounter, elite, which we roll a d20. 13 is 2 standard creatures. Okay, so we've got 2 standard creatures in room 13. Room 13, we have 13. We have 2 standard creatures. And what are they? They are 7s. I don't think we've got one for a 7. We do not have one for a 7. So we are going to generate a new creature and then we will return. Okay, so we've dropped down into this room. The room is, let me roll some verbs. Where are we? Verbs. The room is, nope, D20 on it. 4, it is technology. So it's full of technology. It's full of, maybe this is a technological storeroom or something, but there's lots of boxes. They're all over the place. There are this noise as there's 2 swarms. There are dog-sized swarms of parasites. So if we get wounded, we've got to make a con roll, otherwise bad stuff's going to happen. They're over here, we're over there. We roll a d4 for where the cover is. The cover is 2, which is in the space there. We had rolled a 24 for the stealth as we moved into this room. They're aberrations, dog size, parasitical, swarm. They have 12, so it's standard for, because of swarm, 12, 12, 10, 10, 8, 0. They have defensive 2, they're difficult to hit. They have 1 wound. They are +7 to hit, and their damage, it got complicated, but I think it's D10, D12 -2. It all added up to. So they need to roll an awareness roll. There's 2 of them. And they need to beat 24. One of them beats 24 by getting 25, and they both see us. So they see us, we see them. We will do 2d10. We are the reds, they are the greens. We get a 10, they get a 9. We win just about. We will quickly, Mark will do a running dive and a roll to cover over here, where he will take a careful shot and speak into the camera and go, now we're in a difficult situation here. There are 2 swarms ahead of us. These are both aliens that we have never seen before within this area, which is really good because it means that the Kramer Corporation will pay us additional. And if you want to sponsor us, you can give a super like, you really can, give a super like or super thanks, little thing, which is a donation which supports us, or you can buy me a coffee, and then Chambers a new round. As I just try and deal with these, a coffee would be great as I get back to Kramer Station. He attempts to take a shot at one of the AIM. It has a defense of 2, which means he's got to roll his range combat of 11, and he needs to get a 22 instead of a 20 because it's harder to hit. He gets a 23, so he hits it. The AIMs have a con of 10. He did a heavy hit, so he used 8 to do the shot and then 2 to put in cover, which is D6 plus a D10 plus 5. Doing 10 plus 5, doing 15 points, which beats its con of 10, which puts one of them on the ground. That's their turn. So I did a shot, and it was a great shot. Outstanding use of the amazing, I'm looking up the name of the rifle so as he could actually name the rifle, and hopefully we'll get some sponsorship. It's all for the likes. It's not a basic rifle, is it? It is the Requiem B99 carbine, always good for a shot. Then it's the AIM, the swarm. One of the swarms, so it can move twice, so it will move twice into the area where Mark is, and it will attempt to do a combat attack against Mark. Mark can attempt to defend with the butt of his rifle. Mark has a close combat of 5. It has an attack of, let's get rid of that one over there, of 7. We're reds, it's greens. It gets a natural 1. Which is not great, so that gives it an 8. I don't think there are critical fails here. I will quickly look it up, but I don't think there are. Actually, I don't know where I would look it up. There's no index. But we get a 5 plus 7 is a 12, so we beat it. We roll a d10 plus 4, I think, because we're using the butt of the rifle, which gives us a 10. It actually has a con of 10. So it is in the same space as us, and it goes down, surprisingly enough. The one over on the far side, it is going to attempt to stand up. It has a will of 10. It rolls a 15, which means it correctly stands up, but it is at a disadvantage from now on. So it takes its turn, it stands up, but basically they're both at disadvantage now. And that is their go. Oh, that was close, says Mark, backing away. He's still in that cover in that space. The one on the ground in front of him, he might shoot because it's got more of a chance of putting that one down because it's right in front of him, and the other one's going to chase him down. Is he going to do that? No, he might shoot the one at the distance before it can come up and attack him, and then he's got hand-to-hand combat against the one that might stand up, but it might not stand up. So he is going to take 10. Oh, he should have got a +2. Mind you, that he also got a +2, so that cancels out. He's going to take his stamina and 8. He's going to shoot heavy shot the one that the swarm that seems to be getting itself back into a cat shape of glowing incandescent lights. This thing is something I have never seen before, says Mark, and then he's going to mark down another one of those encounters. And he's going to attempt to shoot it. Again, he needs 22. Again, he has an 11. An 11 plus a natural 20. Now, there is something for natural 20 auto wounds. If I remember rightly, a natural 20 auto wounds. So he shoots that one there. It auto wounds it, which means as it's only got one wound, it dies. So that pays off for Mark. Mark kills the one over on the far side, and that is the end of Mark's go. The one at Mark's feet, it is going to attempt to stand up. It has a will of 10. Plus 3 is a 13. It's disadvantage anyway, but it fails. It failed. No, it rolled a 3. It rolled a 3. It fails to stand up. So Mark is over the top of it. It's now Mark's turn. Mark's going to shoot it. It's on the ground. Will he get an advantage against it? I could give him advantage because it's on the ground flailing around. Oh no! Doesn't it roll? Don't I have to make it roll an evasion to get a shot? Don't you roll to evade? Isn't that it when you shoot? Did I do that wrong? I think I did it wrong. I think it rolls evasion when you shoot it, and I've done that wrong. It rolls evasion. Let me double check. I think I did the last one wrong, but it's dead anyway because we rolled a natural 20. Oh no, there are critical misses. There are critical misses. It rolled a natural 1, didn't it? That's for a range critical miss. What about a melee critical miss? Melee critical miss, roll a d10. 3. Moved wrong, overdo it and push or pull a missile, test con or reduce your stamina by 3 for this encounter. Combat, dex. The attacker rolls to attack while the test dex. If the attacker's roll is higher, they score a hit, targeting the enemy in your melee range. It inflicts a -2 penalty. Right, okay, so it rolls, but it rolls at disadvantage because it's on the ground. So it needs to roll its dex. We need to roll to try and shoot it. It'll all wash out in the wash. So it's this. We get a 5 plus an 11 is 16. It gets an 8 plus its dex is a 12 is a 20 plus 2 is a 22. So we don't shoot it because it's on the ground, so it's throwing around and we take a shot at it and we miss. Its turn. It is going to try and stand up. Disadvantage. 5 plus 10 is a 15. It fails to stand up. It's thrashing around on the floor. We try and shoot it again. We get a 19. It gets a 13. So we get a 19 plus 11 is a 20 is a 30. So we get a 30. It gets a 13 plus 12 is a 25 plus 2 is a 27 plus 2, because we're writing standing time of it, is a 29. So we get 30, he gets 29, we shoot it. Oh, this is a bit too complicated. We do 5, 10, 15 points. It's got a con of 10. It gets wounded. It goes, and little bits of I imagine it like a shiny beetle. Goes all over the place, all over the shop. It does, and it was an aberration. So strictly speaking, Mark is panting into camera. He's covered in little bits of. Is all these on? Little bits of shiny carapaces, bits of squished beetle all around him, and he's panting heavily. And I think we need to do another time tick because he's had a fight, which rolls over to another hour, which means we do this, which we'll call that a 10, so it's a no, which means we need to do bullets, oxygen, batteries. Time is ticking on. He's now into 4th hour, still no resources. There is a door out of here, which then comes over to this part here, and Mark is going to try and open that door. Right, so now he's breathing heavily. He's just had some water and some battery. He's changed the batteries in his recorder and the filtration unit, and he's cracked open another one of his oxygen tablets and puts it in, and he's explaining everything he's doing to the camera as he needs to, what's he doing now? Oh yeah, he needs to pick the lock on the door at the far side. So he goes to his knees, he's explaining how you pick locks. He gets a 19, which is not enough. He explains that these locks are definitely old and normally a lot easier to open up. He now has to do this, which is trying to, oh well, that's all right, isn't it? It means if I roll a 1, I failed. I'm going to say it's between 2 and 10. Oh look, 7, it's between 2 and 10. He says success as the door slides open, and behind the door we have the area connector as he slowly tiptoes in, stealth roll, giving him a 21 stealth. So this would be area 14, 21 stealth. Time tick an extra 10 minutes because that's what it takes, and technically speaking it's 5 stamina. We have gone in. We need to know what sort of connector it is. It is a 16. A 16 is a great big wide hall, which he starts to slowly make his way down this great big wide hall. Not another encounter plate. 20% chance. 14. It is a known enemy comes into this hallway. It's always in the hallways. Always in the hallways. We're being taken by known enemies, known threats. So a known threat drops in on us down the hallway. I think I need to roll something to know what the known threat is. So we had one. We haven't got it yet. We roll a d6. It's a 5. A 5 is a bomber. So a bomber is going to attack us. There's not a lot we can do in this hallway because the bomber is a known threat. They fight until they die. They won't run away. They are just coming at us. That's a 308. Just like it sounds, bombers bomb the crew with semi-organic projectiles that they spit from their large mouths. The creatures resemble an oversized toad with a long neck and spring-like legs that help them maintain their distance so they continue their barrage from safety. Right, y'all. As we enter this hallway, let's see where the cover is. 4 is where he is, of course, isn't it? Of course. The bomber is there. Mark is here. We've entered the hallway. The bomber is in cover in 4 here. Mark is here. We have initiative. I guess it's an ambush, so they get +5. They are greens. They get 10. We get 7. They go first. Okay, so the bomber goes first. So the combat behavior for the bomber, we roll a d10. We have a 3. Explosive attack. The bomber regurgitates a large ball of mucus that explodes on impact. This is an explosive to attack that deals 64 damage. Wow. Okay. Slightly smaller than human. 3 hex. Attack skill +8. Range attack 10. Well, we would do a heavy attack with 2 stamina to defend ourselves. So I guess that 2 stamina we can use now to defend ourselves. It will have a, I don't know, I guess it can do it because it's a known threat. It can just attack us from where it is. Because would it move? Glue bomb, corrosive blast. Yeah, it's going to move. Okay, so it doesn't have. So what range is its attack? Attack range of 10, but that's normal hexes. Is that very far or short range? Range of 2, same as us. So it would have to move up 1 to come out of cover, and then it will attack us. So if we can leg it past it and get into cover, we're all right. So it is going to attempt to attack us. We will be reds. It will be greens. It has an attack of +8. We have a defense of +2. So we've got an agility. So that's all right. We've got a dex of 10. We should be able to dodge this. 10 +2, so it gives us technically a 12. We're reds. 12 and 12 is 24. It gets a 7 and 8 is 15. So it will fire it at us, but does that mean it's missed? I think so. Even though it's an explosive range attack, it's missed. So it fires at us, it missed, it's moved up. We're where we are. We could move up 1 square to here with the intention of trying to get past it. We've already used up the 1 for the stamina, so we only have 8 left. So we could move here and then we could try shooting it. Because that means that in time we might be able to get past it. So we've moved up 1 and we're going to attempt to shoot it. So it has, what's its defense? It has a defense of 4, an agility of 16, so that gives it a 20. So it gets a 20 plus a D20. We get 11 plus a D20, reds. So we get, at best, a 13 plus a D13, so we get 24. It gets 39. Wow. Okay, so we try and shoot it and it is just too nimble. We're going, oh, this is bad. This is really, really bad. We're gonna have to try and get past it. It now rolls a D10 rather for its attack. It does a 10. Corrosive blast. The bomber belches out a stream of stomach acid, burning anything in front of it. This is a row 5 attack that deals 4d10 damage. Bloody hell. All right, so it's still got a +8. So that's an 8 plus its D20, and we then still have a dex. So this is the next round. So we have a 2, which is a 12. So we have 12 plus a D20, you have 8 plus D20. So we get 29. It gets 26. Is that right? Yes, it definitely has 26, and we don't have 29. We have 27. Yeah, we do have 29. We have 29. That was close. Okay, so it fires acid and we dive out of the way. I guess that's how that works. And that is it. We now have our turn. We are going to move into the same hex as it, same square as it. I guess it's not going to want to be in the same square as us because it's doing ranged attacks, and we'll do a 50-50 whether it will move this way or this way to come out the way. It doesn't want to have the -2 for attacking us. And then we're going to try and shoot it from up close. So it gets a plus, so it's got a dex of 16, +4 for its defense gives it a 20, +2 gives it a 22, and we get a +11. We're reds. We get 16. It gets 20. It gets 26. It's as nimble as all flip, and it's got 3 wounds. We're not killing this thing. We're just going to try and run away. We've got to get through the other side of it. I mean, it might not be there when we come back. Fingers crossed. It won't. It'll have disappeared. So that was our turn trying to shoot it ineffectively. Its turn. So 1 to 10 is here. 11 to 20 is there. 1 to 10, it decides to move back here because there's cover. So it backs up, which is not what we want, because now we've got to try and get past it to get out, and then there's a roll, otherwise it gets an attack on us, I think. So it moves back, and then it will roll a d10 to find out what it's going to do. It's going to do a number 3, which is, it'll do another one of its explosive attacks. It does it again, so we are again using the 2, giving us a 12 plus our dice roll, and it's got an 8 plus its dice roll. We're again reds. So it gets a 25, I think that's a 25, and we get a 25. Now, because we are the humans, I'm going to say we are the better ones, because we are human. I hope the alien others don't hear me say that. So it tries to fire its explosive ball at us. It misses. Now it is our turn as the second part of this turn. Mark is beginning to swear under his breath quietly and get a bit sweaty. I think he's got a -5. If he tries to shoot into the cover, he's got a -5. If he runs into here, he's only got a -2, so he'll do that. There's no chance he's going to hit anyway. So Mark is going to try and close into the same space as it is in. If Mark can just move out of that side here, he's cleared the corridor, like he's cleared the space. Though I think he'll probably need to unlock, like pick that lock, which might be instead of shooting. So he's going to move to there and he's going to attempt to shoot the bomber. We might defeat the bomber, you never know. He's going to try and shoot the bomber from there. The bomber has 22 plus the D20, we have 11. Greens, he's greens. So no, we can't beat that. So we attempt to shoot again. We're just shooting wildly. It's dodging around, we're shooting wildly. So we move to there. Its turn. Well, it's going to want to move out the way. So it's going to want to move here, away from us, so it can do a shot on us. And then it will roll a D10, and it gets an 8. And an 8 is another corrosive blast. Thank God it's not done a glue bomb. So it's going to try and fire a corrosive blast at Mark. Mark is in cover now, so Mark gets +5. So Mark gets 17, and it gets +8. We're reds. So we get 35, it gets 27. So it fires acidy stuff at us, and we dodge out the way. Right. Our turn. If we roll a successful tech roll, we can get out, but that leaves us 5 points. I think that leaves us 5 stamina, so then we could either use that to protect ourselves or we can shoot with it. So we need to try and get out using a tech roll. We could use some luck. Maybe what does luck? Does luck mean that we can re-roll it, or does luck mean that we can auto succeed? Hopefully it means we can re-roll stuff. Luck. 1 to re-roll any damage roll or fail check. All right, so we can spend it to re-roll this. So we need to get a 20 to get that door open at the far side of this corridor and leg it out of this space. We get a 24, so it will take a tick for the time. We crouch down, we get the door open on that far side of this hallway, and that space opens, and we step through and the door closes behind us. We did not defeat a known threat, because that would be insane. Or we might have done it for the roll, but there's no way we could have shot it. It's got a base of 20. Let's do one more try to shoot it. We're not really going to shoot it, of course. It got 20, so it got 35. We got 28. I don't know how, only if we rolled a natural 20 could we have actually killed it. Anyway, door closes behind us, we lean against the door, and we start panting. Now, what the hell have we just walked into? We've just run into a room. What have we run into? What on earth have we run into? So, into the room. Into the room we go. We roll a D10. Let's see what we've got in this room. If I don't like this D10, if we don't like the roll, I'm rolling again. 4. Oh, that's an artifact. Oh, 3 would have been better for resources, but an artifact is all right. I like that roll. No, I like that roll. That roll's all right. So we enter another room. We will roll on the themes. Where's the themes gone? Verbs. Action themes. We'll roll on themes. D100 for themes. We've got 94. 94 theme is leader. Okay, this is some office rooms. So we've got, so this is 14, isn't it? Yes, this is 14. So we've got some offices. We've got an artifact. So these are some, so they're not offices that we would know offices, but there's some, there are lots of sort of discs hanging up on the wall. There's some monitors and different screens. There's various different things dotted around this room, as well as an artifact, which I need to turn to the artifacts table. Where are we? Xenological artifacts. Yay, yay, yay. So D20. We have a 4. A wood-like box engraved with gorgeous geometric patterns, which is an artifact. Takes up 1 slot, 1 full slot, and I will write it down on our list of artifacts, which is somewhere around here. Here it is. So we've found 1 additional artifact, which is over here. It means that we have found 18 artifacts. And the artifact is a wood-like box engraved with gorgeous geometric patterns. Okay, so we have got our artifact. We've shoved it in our backpack. That's the only, so we've got 2 artifacts out of this. That's not a lot of cash. We need more stuff. So let's see, is there anything, is there an exit in this room? We will say it's highly likely. Where's our yes nos? We are going to say it is very likely that there is more. No, it's, so we'll see how high it goes. If it's very likely there's only 1, no, very likely there's 1, then 50-50 there's 2, and 14s there's more than 2. So 10, so there's 2 exits from this room. So we've got 2 exits from this room. We will say, Mark's going to say, this is an exquisite box. He'll hold it up in front of the camera. I'm imagining the camera's on his shoulder. It's an exquisite box. This is what's called an artifact. We're going to carefully wrap this in special bubble wrap made by Plutox. And we will then put that in our pack, and we're going to take that back to Kramer Station, where it will be assessed. But now we need to choose from one of these 2 doors. 1 to 3, we'll go to the left-hand door. And we will take 10-minute tick as he will go down on his knees, get out the pack of the tools, and he is going to work away at the door and attempt to get this door open with a single technology roll. He needs to roll 10 or more. A 4 does not do it. He starts to swear slightly under his breath. He's getting a bit stressed. I think I might knock his stress up to 7. He's getting a bit stressed. He's encountered a known threat. That's in the door behind him. He's going to be trying to get out this door as quickly as possible. Another 10-minute tick. Then we're going to have to clock around again. He's going to have to try and get out. Let's see, how would he get out? He's got loads of doors. I mean, based on last time, I think he's got another 2 or 3 hours worth of exploring, and then he needs to get out. Otherwise, it's going to be really complicated. So now he's going to try and use the lockpick on this door, which is between a 6 and a 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a 50-50. He's going to code in, and he's going to lucky pick to say it is outside. It's outside. So 1 to 5. 1, yes. So the door opens. Mark's going, yes, yes. I knew we could do it. I knew we could do it. Tick, tick, and we did get into a gunfight. Tick, ammunition gets used up. He hasn't got wounded yet, so that's pretty cool, but he is pretty stressed. He does need to get stress drugs. We move into this next area. That was that. We do 10 more minutes. I'm probably consuming more time than I should do, but that's better than not. So it was left, so we come down this one. We need to know. So Mark is going to stealthily move into this area, getting a 21. Is this a area connector? It's an 11, which is stairs going down. So we're going deeper. Stairs deeper down, and the stairs end in a door. All of these doors are just consuming so much time because they're locked all the time. We get a 10, so it automatically opens up. The door opens, which only consumes 1 10-minute time tick. Though we are moving stealthily though. And the door opens. What does the door open into? We need to roll a D10, and we are hoping for something good. And we get a 9. A 9 is a fixed event. We move to the fixed events table. What is behind the door? Fixed events. We roll a d20 and we will see what happens behind the door. As we open the door, we get a natural 20. That can't be good, can it? That is not good. It's another power source. All right. We are going to make an agility roll. If we can make the agility roll, then we can get our suit on before we take the rads, because we've opened the door. Oh, how about we open the door? Yeah, well, I'm going to give him an agility roll we'll give him an agility roll +5. Give him an agility roll with advantage. How's that? 19. 19 plus 10 is a 29. He drops his pack, pulls out the suit and dons his protective hazmat level A suit that he bought for this very instance. We have another sun. So it's another power generation room within this place. Okay, are there any doors out of this? Yep, there are 2 doors. There are 2 doors out of this one. So this is underground. There's this huge radiation, sunlight radiation. We have a percentage, and we get percentage times 3. Oh, that's not bad. 13 times 3 is 39. Our suit covers, I think, 40 rads. I think this suit protects us from 40 rads. We might be all right. We might be able to survive that and not take on more damage. 0 to 40 rads. Ignores bursts of 0 to 40 rads and solid liquid gas. Okay, so this dead hot. We'll give him a 10-minute tick for donning the suit and saving time. Then he's going to go across to one of those doors and attempt to get the hell out of here. We'll say the left-hand door is going to be, I mean, we'll do the right-hand door, because if we do the left-hand door, that's a dead end, really. We're going to have to make that a dead end because there's nowhere to go on our map. Unless we come round. Is there a door down there? In that other bit down there? Yeah, we could come round to this door here. We could come around there. All right, we'll do the one on the right, left-hand side, because then we can take it around to that entrance on that other side there. Click! The door opens. Okay, what is behind that door? How long have we got? I think this is going to be a long episode. I think the last one was quite short, so that's all right. And some of the ones this week have been short. What is the connector? Area connector. 5 is a simple hallway. We've already had one ambush, so we don't have to run another ambush. So we leave that room joyously, and we try and open the door on the other end. We get that open as well. It's all going great for young Mark. We roll a d10 to find out what is behind the door. We get a 7. A 7 is a dread event. We can ignore one dread event because we are fearless. So I will roll the dread event, but we can ignore it. Being fearless as we are, we can ignore one dread event per, I can't remember if it's per site or per session. There it is, dread event. D20. A 1, we'll call that as a 1. There's nothing you can do. You cannot stop the darkness. It has come for you. Roll on the taints table. We ignore it. So we ignore that dread event. I'm going to roll again for this room instead of that. Instead of the dread event, we will roll a 3. Resources! We will end on that. So it's a terrifying dark room. I'm going to even do a door on this side so as we can come around this way. So this is room 15. And this is what we'll end on. So we had a dread event, dark, lights come on, resources. So the light, so we enter the room, it's terrifying. What with the burning sun outside, we think there's nothing that can happen. The light's just as pitch black. There's this ominous feeling. Mark girders his loins because of his fearlessness. He can avoid one dread event. And then the lights come on and there's just bountiful, joyous stuff all over the place. And a door on the left-hand side, which should take us back around to here eventually. Hopefully I remember that. So we get some resources, and that is where we will call it a day for this session. After we've worked out how many resources we get, we do one tick on the resources. because Alex said that it's not the number of resources, it's the number of times you roll dice, which I guess it might be 2 because we're going to roll for both the alloy and the other one, which means that we need that one there, and that is 2 consumed of discovered resources. We've still got loads left to discover of resources, and we get to roll for data cubes. And how much? Oh, here we go. D10 data crystals. Big number. 7. 7's a big number. So that means we've found 14 data crystals here. So we've got 7 data crystals. Data crystals can go in pockets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all. That's everything we've got pocket-wise. And then how many alloy cubes? D6 alloy cubes. 6. We really want a 6. A 3 is not as good as a 6. We've got 3 spaces left in our backpack, although we haven't got our hazmat suit in the backpack at the moment. We will be putting the hazmat suit into our backpack now, so we'll consume 10 minutes in putting our hazmat suit into our backpack, collecting up all of that stuff and having a shifty around this space. Alex T, you don't have to be in plunges. In fact, if I was you, I wouldn't bother. It's bloody awful. So Mark, he's going to speak to camera. He's going to hold up each of the crystals, show the light drifting through it, say how beautiful they are. Has he got charisma? He has. I'm going to give him a charisma roll. If he can do a 20, it's really good. If he can not do a 20. Oh yeah, he got 22. 22. He is charming. He's come up with stories about the crystals. He's showing the alloy cubes. He's stacking them in. He's talking as he stacks them in his backpack all politely and nicely. And he puts his hazmat suit on the top and his spare pistol down the side. He then checks the chamber of his rifle, and he's going to be talking to camera the whole time, telling about this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other. And then we will attempt to head for the door in room 15 to track round and join room 11. I'll write those as notes. Right, and that is where we will leave Mark celebrating, being joyously celebratory as he pockets all of this stuff, looking behind him at the room with the sun in it and thinking, I'm not going back that way. Plunges has been a pain, but Mark might actually leave here quids in and sort of up on cash, which would be pretty awesome. Thank you so much for watching. If you get a chance to get hold of Across 1,000 Dead Worlds, I would strongly suggest it. It is very, very good. As you can see, it is incredibly solo friendly. You can describe it as much as you want to describe it, or you can just run through the world getting several bells kicked out of you. It depends on how favourable you want to be to dice rolls towards yourself, but I think Mark has it lucky that I am playing and being in charge of Mark's life. Otherwise, he might have suffered harder. Thank you so much for being a subscriber if you're a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. It helps push the channel to other people, and it helps the algorithm know that you're enjoying things. If you'd like to comment, that also helps the algorithm, so the internet says. If you would like to support me, you can give a coffee thank you, or it's in the description, or there's the super thanks, which puts a little donation thing, which I'm very, very grateful for. Anyone who's given a super thanks, I'm incredibly grateful. I will name someone now who gave a super thanks, as a couple of super thanks actually, because very, very grateful for this. Hold on. You are called Starship Chai Rose Studio 7097. Which just rolls off the tongue. But thank you so much for all the super thanks that you have given, which is awesome. Thank you. Another way, not suggesting you individually, but you collectively can support me, is by joining the Adventurers Guild. You get to see the videos 3 weeks early on average. There are loads of videos behind there which are members only. If you have a look at the members only, I think YouTube now shows you the videos which are members only. There's a series of me playtesting Lancer for the new Lancer GME, which will start maybe next week. And then there is also some pre-stuff for Forbidden Lands, and there is also Series 2 of The Walking Dead. These are all there for the members to peruse and enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. Bye.